Okay, guys, last section for Bridge to Terabithia, and then we're done. So, if you are not watching these videos, because obviously it's Sunday and you guys are probably busy enjoying the gorgeous weather outside, or you might be busy with family. Um, in the event that you did not finish Bridge to Terabithia last week, which you should have finished it on Friday. If you did not finish it, take tomorrow, which is Monday, to finish it before you bring your packet back, because packets are due on Tuesday, April 28th. So keep that in mind, okay? But we're going to have all the novel studies answers up there and everything. So you guys should be good to go, hopefully. Okay. All right. So section chapters 12 through 13. So this is going to be the last part of the book, the last two chapters. Chapter 12 first. Number 1. Why does Jess think that Leslie has failed him? He felt like she left him when he needed her most. She kind of opened his mind to this possible world of having an imagination and ruling over an imaginary land, and he never had that before. She gave him that power basically, and now he's like, you left me when I needed you most. Like, how dare you leave me, kind of thing. Number 2, what does Jess realize when Bill mentions that they had decided to have the body cremated? Jess realizes once Bill says that Leslie has been cremated that she is really gone and that he would never see her again. Like, not even dead. So that's kind of a shock to him. Number 3, what does Jess mean when he says that Leslie has left him stranded like an astronaut on the moon? What he means by that is that he feels like he is completely alone now. And he has no one that cares about him. Like, obviously, his family does care about him. They just show that they care in a different way. Leslie actually genuinely cared about him. So now that she is gone, he feels like he's alone, like he doesn't have anybody else. Number 4, why did Bill give PT to Jess? That was because they had to go to Pennsylvania to bury or to spread Leslie's ashes. So therefore, because of that, they didn't want to take PT along for a long car ride. And so they decided to leave PT with Jesse so Jesse could take care of him while they were gone. And number 5, who comforts Jess the most during this time? And that is his dad, surprisingly, because through the book you don't see a lot of his dad showing very much emotion towards him. And then even when his dad got laid off from his job, even like then his dad was kind of like a very crabby, unemotional person. But when Leslie died, his dad was the one that kind of brought him around through the grief and all of the feelings that he felt. So that was a nice, he was starting, that's a nice way to develop a connection with your dad, or through his dad, was through his grief. Not in the way that you would expect it, but they were able to develop a connection through this incident. Okay, last part, chapter 13, number 6. Whose cry shatters the quietness of Jess's solemn procession? And that is Maybelle. Because what did Maybelle do? Maybelle followed him into the woods. Okay, number 7. Why did Mrs. Myers ask Jess to step out into the hall? So you never know what's going on with Mrs. Myers throughout this whole thing. You see her as kind of like a very crabby 5th grade teacher, but when she has Jess step out into the hall, it's for this reason. She tells Jess that she is how sorry she is about Leslie and basically empathizes with him. And basically that means shares emotions with him, and feelings with him. Because she tells him how hard it was for when her husband died and how hard it was for her now, and how she can't even imagine how hard it is for him, and that they should help each other get through it. So there's Jesse establishing another connection with another adult that actually does care about his thoughts, his feelings, and how he's handling the grief process. Okay, number 8. What do Bill and Judy give Jess? They gave Jess all of Leslie's books and her paint set with 3 pads of real watercolor paper. Bill even says in the book, Leslie would want you to have this or have them. Unfortunately, Jess doesn't get to keep PT, but PT, Jess knows Leslie would want Bill and Judy to keep PT. So they take him back to Washington with them. So, number 9, at the end of the story, we find that Jess is building a bridge to Terabithia. Why is this so important, and what does it tell the reader about Jess? Okay, so it is important because he wants it to be safe and for no one else to get hurt going to Terabithia. So, because obviously the rope was old and it frayed and it eventually broke, which is what caused Leslie to die. So that's the first part of the question. And Jess is finally comfortable being in Terabithia and living in that world, which is the second part of that question. He's finally getting to where he's comfortable with it, because all through the book he wasn't comfortable with it, but now it's been able to kind of settle into him in a sense. And then lastly, number 10, who does he take to Terabithia to be his queen? And that is Maybelle, the little sister. And then he tells her that eventually she'll probably have to tell Joyce Ann about Terabithia, and it'll eventually just go from there, just keep going. So that's it. That's the end of Bridge to Terabithia. I know I do have to catch up on the Harry Potter stuff. Unfortunately, my Chromebook is at 10% and I only have a half hour of battery life left. So I'm going to stop here and I'm going to take a break and let the Chromebook charge. And hopefully later on today, I'll come back and record some chapters of Harry Potter. But I hope you guys enjoyed the book. Don't forget, tomorrow, since it's a weekday, make sure you try at home, if you can, to take the AR quiz on Bridge to Terabithia. Okay, so I hopefully will see you guys later on this afternoon. Have a great day. Bye.